Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. In our last video, we spoke about CoinRyze and the strategy that we can actually apply to color prediction, and then we saw that we actually followed the prediction that the platform provides in the Telegram group. So you just follow it, and then you actually follow the prediction according to what the platform gives you, and then you follow in that order. So if you don't want to follow the signal that the platform is actually going to provide, we're going to actually go by some predictions that we are actually going to do without following the group's signal. So now what we can do now is log into your platform once again, and then you click on the color prediction as you've been doing all the time. And once you are in there, so we are now familiar with this interface, as we all know. So now this time around, what we're going to do is that we need to first check the period. So we're going to tap on the period, as you can see right over here. We're going to tap on period. So we tap on period, and you can see we click on type trends. So if you click on type trend, you'll be able to know which of the colors is appearing more often. So you can see from here, the color that is appearing more often here is green. So you can see green is appearing more often as compared to red. So that's basically what you do. So you use that to do some analysis, and then you can go in for the trade that you want to make without following your signal. But it's best to know the trend that is followed. You can see that green is actually moving. So we go back, and then what we're going to do now, you see, if you try, you can see that green is happening often, as you can see from here. So now we can see that green has happened 4 times. So now you're going to switch to red, and you go red. So you go for red for 4 times, and then you move on to green. Then you go for green also for 4 times. So now let's start with this. You start with red because green has appeared 4 times. You're going to go in for red, and then we start with our initial amount. And this time around, we need to first go in the simulation amount first. So once you're here, we go for red, and then we select one, and then we click on trade, and trade once again, and then we wait for the outcome. So in 20 seconds, the outcome is going to appear for us to know. Remember the strategy. You go in for red for 4 times, and then you change the color to green. Also, you go in for that. You do the same thing for 4 times in that order. So you wait, and after the prediction, you can see the outcome came out as what? Red. So if you click on my orders, you will see that we won, and we got an amount of what? 1.95. So now let's go back again and start the next trade. So still you have to repeat the same red. So you click on red once again, and this time around repeat the same amount because we won. Remember, if you win, you repeat the same amount you started with, but if you lose, then you multiply that amount you lost by 3 until you win. And once you win, automatically you get the income plus the amount that got missing or that got lost. So now let's wait for the prediction in 24 seconds. And now let's wait for the outcome. So you can see this time around it came out as green. So we're still not going to lose hope, because we said that it has to be 4 colors. Now we have gotten only 2 reds, so you have to move on to the 3rd red. You select it again. This time around, because you lost, you're going to multiply 1 by 3. Remember, we said you can type in here the amount you started with earlier. Then you click on X3 to calculate it for you, and then it will multiply it for you by default. You click on trade, and then you trade once again, and then you wait for the outcome. So that's basically how you go about the 3 expand. Don't forget that if you lose, you multiply by 3, and if you win, you start all over again. So the outcome is going to start in few minutes, or in few seconds. And boom. So now let's wait. So you can see the outcome came out as red, and we have won. So if you click on my orders, you can see that we've won. So we went here with 3, we lost 1, and then we went here with 3, and now we've gotten 5.85. So we have gotten back the amount that got lost. So now let's go back again. So this time around, let's check from here. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 4 already. So if 4 is, we have already 4, so now see 1, 2, 3. So it's like with the last one. So let's go with the last one. We start with 1, and then we trade once again. So it's good, you have to always check from my orders to get to know what is happening. So now this is the 4th red color that I've selected from here. So we're going to switch to green after the outcome. So you can see this is the last of the rest, and then we've actually won this one too. So that's how you follow this. So now let's change our hands. So now this time around we're going to go in for green, and this time around we start with our initial amount, which is 1, and then we trade once again. So you go in for red color for 4 times, and then you also go in for green color also for 4 times. But remember, you have to first check the trends at the very first time before you actually decide which to go in for. The other strategies, as we move along, I'll be sharing also some other strategies, so that if this strategy doesn't work, you go in for other strategies. So there's so many strategies that we can apply in here. So let's wait for the outcome in 15 seconds. And now the outcome came out as red, and we have lost this. So if you check it out right here, you can see that we chose green and we lost that. So this time I'm going to multiply by 3. We choose the same color green, and then we multiply that by 3. It gives us 3. We trade on that and we wait for the outcome. As easy as that. So you keep on practicing all the strategies with a simulated amount until you're okay that you want to deposit. Then you can head on to make your real deposit and then start the actual trade following the same strategy, as easy as that. So we wait for the outcome, and right after the outcome it came out as red. And if you check again, you can see that we've lost once again, and the last trade we went in with 3, so we have to multiply 3 by 3 once again. So just select your green once again, come in here, and then you put in here 3, and then you click on X3. So that means you multiply 3 by 3, it gives you 9, and then you trade, and then you wait for the outcome. You keep on multiplying until you win. So if you go to my orders now, you can see that we started with $1, we lost $1, we added $3 to it, so now $4 is gone, and then we are now in $9, so we have $4 right here is gone, and now we've taken in here $9 as well, so $13 is gone. So we are waiting for the outcome, whether we're going to win or we're going to lose, and once we win, we're going to get back everything back plus profit. So let's wait for the prediction. And then you can see right after the prediction it came out as green, and let's check it out. You can see that we've won, and now we have gotten what, $17 and then 55 cents. So you can see how easy to follow this strategy. So now let's check out for the last time. We have in here 1, 2, 3. So you start with the last one, so let's go in for the last one. So you go in for green for the last one, and then you come in here, and then you start with 1 because you won. We start, and that is it. So there's a 4th one. So once this ends, you're going to switch to red. So you follow this over and over, and then you'll be good to go. The motive and then the strength is that you have to make sure that the amount you have deposited, if you lose the amount you actually started with, you can multiply it by 3 until you win. And once you win, you get your extra income back plus the amount that got lost, as easy as that. So let's wait for this last outcome, and this will be our last prediction. And then you can see it came out as what? Lost. So we lost this one as that. So if you lose, as we say all the time, multiply it by 3. Now we are done with green, we can switch to red, and then you click on red. This time around you choose that. This time around you multiply it by 3, so 1 by 3, which is 3, and then you click and then you trade. So let's wait for this last one also, then we end video for today. So it starts in 16 seconds, then we get to know whether we have lost or won. And now the outcome. Now it came out as green, we've lost again. So that's how you go about it. Keep on multiplying until you win. And that's how easy it is. I believe you have understood all this strategy I've been showing you. If you have any questions, comments, anything that you need to ask, you can leave it in the comment section. I will attend to you as soon as possible. Thank you all for your time, and then see you in the next video.